Good afternoon, Buffett, and welcome to BBTV. Today is Tuesday, May 22nd, 2018. My name is Ella, and here are the news that matters to you. For today's episode, we will continue featuring stories that aired on our live edition of BBTV last week. Back in January, our reporters welcome a very special guest to our building. Former Husker coach, congressman, and overall Nebraska legend Tom Osborne sat down with our reporters in an exclusive interview. From these conversations, we created two segments. Check them out.
One of the biggest indicators of success for students is a strong support system that includes people who honestly care about you. This may include family members and friends, but for some of it means having a mentor. One of the biggest mentoring programs in our state is the Teammates program. This is a service that many students at our school take advantage of. BBTV reporters sat down with the founder of this special organization.
Middle school can be rough. On top of the schoolwork, students must deal with peer pressure, trying to fit in, and impressing friends. Luckily, students have a lot of resources to help with these struggles. One example is a Teammates mentoring program. To find out more about this unique program, we sat down with the founder, Dr. Tom Osborne.
Well, Teammates is a mentoring program, school-based, one-to-one, and we started 26 years ago with 22 7th and 8th grade boys in Lincoln being mentored by some football players.
Dr. Osborne explains exactly what drew him to start this mentoring program.
Saw a lot of kids who felt they needed a mentor, needed somebody in their life that cared about them unconditionally, and so one time I came home from football practice. My wife Nancy suggested that maybe we do something.
Many adults may be hesitant to start mentoring. They may feel that they are not qualified, or maybe they don't have the skills to mentor. As this turns out, it's not the case.
The main thing that a mentor has to do is just be someone who can care about another person, carry on a conversation, and be consistent, because we find that a mentor who shows up at least 24, 25 times in a school year usually is very, very effective.
Here at Alice Buffett Magnet Middle School, we have the Teammates program in place for many different students. One mentor is the UNO Athletic Director, Trev Alberts. Mr. Alberts explains why he takes time out of his day to mentor a student.
Something that I really enjoy, and generally once a week over the lunch hour I get out to Buffett, and I enjoy the lunches. I always eat the lunch that the students eat, and I've had the same mentee now almost 5 years. His name is Dylan, and he's become a good friend of mine, and in fact I went and watched him play in his last football game over at Lewis and Clark Middle School over there. So yeah, the Teammates program's been a lot of fun for me.
We sat down with the mentee Dylan to see how he felt about this program.
Well, back then I was getting in trouble, and then like 5th and 6th grade, and then 7th and 8th grade, like he kept on motivating, just kept on motivating me, and I just took my shot. And they'll help you, and just talk to them, and they'll help you out, be there for you.
Signing off for BBTV, this has been reporter Arnav. We've heard the students' opinions about Scott Frost, but what does Dr. Tom Osborne feel about this news? In an exclusive sit-down with the former coach, I discussed Scott Frost and other aspects of our Husker football.
For 22 years, he labored and waited.
Tom Osborne was a Nebraska coach for 25 years, winning 3 national championships. In 1997, his quarterback was none other than our new coach, Scott Frost. Osborne discusses what makes our new head coach special.
Then I think he's just a good person. I think he relates well to players, he cares about players, and eventually that comes through. And players are going to respond if they feel that you really care about them as people, and not just like that you're a pawn on a chessboard that's being maneuvered for their own benefit. And so I think that's going to be something that's going to be very important.
With a string of unsuccessful coaches, embarrassing blowouts, and a lack of championships, people are both excited and hopeful about Scott Frost.
Because I was replacing a guy named Bob Devaney who had been very successful. And they were kind of wondering, well, can this guy pull it off? And there was considerable conjecture as to whether that was going to happen or not. But in Scott's case, he's coming in now with a team that didn't do very well last year by Nebraska standards. So I think there's a lot of optimism because of what he accomplished at Oregon as an offensive coordinator, and then also what he accomplished at Central Florida.
If anyone can predict the success of Scott Frost, it is Tom Osborne. The former coach explains what he feels success will look like for Husker Nation in the upcoming years.
Well, I think that within 3 to 4 years, you'll see a competitive team. Now, what that means kind of depends on the viewer. For some people, that means, well, you got to win a conference championship and maybe be in the hunt for a national championship. What I see is that you'll see a team that is going to be very hard to beat, and you're going to have to play 4 quarters to beat them, and you're going to play very well.
For BBTV News, this has been Arnav Pokral reporting.
We've hoped you enjoyed the segments featuring our live edition of BBTV. If you want to see more, head over to the youtube.com/c/OPSBBTV. Here we have posted the entire show.